through you, to feel into what you're feeling, to going through what you're going through. And there's one sign in particular that really drew my attention from this audience, and we have about 310 here in the audience. They were Shaumbra when they were on Earth. But the one sign that really caught my attention, it says, dive deep. Dive deep. And what that sign means is that it's time for you to really dive deeply into your realization, into staying here on the planet, into going through what you're going through. Tough at times. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But dive deep into it. Sometimes there is a tendency to just want to get out of it, to say, you're gonna isolate yourself from the world, or sometimes where you're not really sure whether you want to stay or leave. That was a phenomena that we had, particularly 5-10 years ago. Do I really want to stay here on the planet right now? And what happens with that is you're not really quite sure. So you're really not here, and you're not there. You're kind of in between. You've kind of shut things off, and it's kind of a no man's land. And what this one sign from this one Shaumbra is saying is dive deep. Dive deep into the experience of what is going on the planet right now, into your own realization or about to be realization. Dive deep into benching. It has a profound impact on the planet. Dive deep into your life, not the lives of others so much, but your life. It is an amazing thing, and as I've said for a long, long time, you only go through this experience of coming into realization one time. That's it. You only experience it once, so do it with all the gusto. Do it with depth and do it with clarity. Dive deep into yourself, all that you're going through right now. This isn't the time to want to sit on the fence. There can't be any fence sitting. I'd be happy to throw you off that fence in case you do. Dive deep into every experience that you're having right now. And Cauldre is double checking me here, but yes, dive deep into the headlines that are affecting the planet. It doesn't mean becoming a news junkie. It means don't try to avoid it. Don't try to push it away. It's ugly at times, but dive deep into it because there's so much more going on than what is on the surface. There are so many elements on the planet right now that are changing the nature of the planet, and it is very intense at times. Very intense because, as I've said so often, you're becoming more sensitive. You're feeling more and more of these things that are happening on the planet. But instead of running from it, instead of putting on a protective suit of armor, dive deep into it. Dive deep into every part of yourself. Dive deep. Yes, Cauldre is having a little argument with me here. He says, you mean dive deep into the pain? Absolutely. And I know it's one of the biggest challenges for Shaumbra right now is the aches and pains. Instead of running from them, instead of over-medicating them, instead of cursing the day because it's painful, you dive deep into it. And when you do, it's kind of like a nautilus or a spiral. And it's the circular spiraling, and as you get into the tighter and tighter pattern of it, you get to the core of it, you go through it. You go right through it. I've diagrammed this before or had Linda draw it on the board. You go into it. When you try to stay on the other side of it and you try to run from it or hide from it or pretend that it's not there, you're losing out on the experience. But you're also losing out on what I would call the resolution or the transformation of energies that are happening. You're staying on just this side of it, and your body continues to be in pain, and your mind continues to get crapped up, and you get anxiety and all these other things. But dive deep into it. go right into the core of it. Yes, including pain, including if you have some sort of physical ailment or you're mentally feeling way off, dive deep into it. Because you're going to discover that from the perspective you were looking at it from the identity perspective that you were looking at it from, it's not what it really is. When you dive deep into it, you realize that there's tremendous wisdom. When you dive deep into it, you realize there actually really wasn't pain. I mean, I know you feel it now, but when you dive deep into it, it just tells you, you realize there were just signals going out to you to change a few things in your life. The pain in your body, even the pain in your mind, are really just alerts or signals. That's all they are, even disease. You dive deep into these things, and then you get the fullness of the experience, you get all the wisdom, and you get the resolution. So imagine, here you are in your life, and I know so many Shambhara, you try to avoid things, you try to run from things, you try to pretend that they're not there, you try to ward them off with crystals. Yeah, some of you still do that, believe it or not. White light and all the rest of that. No, dive deep into it. It's all your energy. And it appears that it's posing as something else, and it's posing as something that might not be comfortable or pleasant. But when you go deep into it, you realize what it really is. So I love that sign from one of the departed Shambhara. Dive deep into it. That's what you're here for. And again, you're never going to go through this again. The planet is never, ever going to go through what it's going through right now ever again. These are all one-time deals. You don't want to miss out on it, and that's why I invited all these Shambhara in today to be part of this and to cheer you on for what you're doing and to tell you dive deep, to tell you go for it right now. I think you've discovered that, well, there's really no other way. If you try to run from it, you try to avoid these things, you try to pretend that they're not yours, it just persists. It gets sticky, and it's the same then day after day after day. When you try to pretend that it's not there, when you dive deep, oh yeah, it's going to be a little chaotic and not very pleasant initially, but when you dive deep into it, then you get the fullness and the richness of the experience, along with all the answers, and then you realize that the energy has always been serving you. Let's take a good deep breath with that, diving deep. And I know some of you are cussing me, or a few of you even giving me that finger gesture, but let's take a deep breath and dive deep into life. Oh, life is interesting. It has its good days and its bad days, but then you rise above that. You rise above good days and bad days. And suddenly it's just life in its richest, fullest form. There's no good or bad. There's no light or dark. There's no nice you and bad you and the rest of that. That all disappears. It goes away. And then you realize you're truly a master, staying here on the planet right now, doing what you came here to do, being in your passion. And while you may think, well, sitting on a park bench and just shining my light isn't very passionate, it absolutely is. When you begin to see the effect that it has on everything,